Okay, we're going to kind of get things going here. You can always rewind and catch up with anything you missed. We will be posting this on our YouTube channel after the fact, and it should be available on our Facebook page to watch after our video is complete as well. So for anyone who is new to Railroad Inc., or I guess roll and write games in general, this one is making use of several dice. We're going to be rolling these dice on each round. Whatever the results are what all of the players are going to have to use for that turn for filling in their grid on their playing board. The goal of this game is to make as many score as many points as you can by completing routes with railways and highways. You're trying to connect as many exit points as you can with a single route. You'll also get some additional points for the number of exits that you make use of, your longest road and railway sections, the number of central squares that you are able to utilize during the game. You're also going to lose some points for any essentially mistakes that you've made on your board as you go along. So the game's going to go through 7 rounds. We'll keep track of that up at the top of the screen there. The other thing to keep in mind here is at the top of your scoring sheet, you've got 6 special tiles or special die faces, I guess. You have an option once per round to use one of these. You can only use them once though, and you're limited to a total of 3 of them for the whole game. So you're not going to be able to use all 6, but I definitely recommend using the 3 that you're able to use for sure. Just a reminder, people who are attending today, be sure to post your score sheet at the end. That'll give you a chance to win our copy of the game. This is the Railroad Inc. Blazing Red Edition. We're not playing with the expansion that comes with this, but that'll be part of the actual game. It comes with, what does it come with here? 6 erasable scoring boards and some dry erase markers, the directions, and all the dice that you need to play. So we're going to go ahead and get started here with round 1. So the dice that we're going to roll for each round are going to be placed up in the corner here. If it's at all possible, you have to use all 4 of those dice in adding them to your grid. So you can't just decide, well, I'm just not going to use this one. You are able to rotate these, or in the case of something like this, you're able to flip it any way that you want. You can mirror it or whatever you want. So just kind of starting out here for round 1. Let's see. I want to make sure I have some options here. We're going to use this die first. I'm going to draw in. Come on, there we go. Draw in a railroad. We're going to use this one here. These black squares are called stations. They allow you to connect railways and highways. Come in handy very often here. So we're going to put that little connector piece there. Just going to move these down a little bit to show that I've used them for this turn. I'm going to use this T intersection over here. That leaves us with this little L-shaped piece. I'll just add that on over here. Now you don't have to play all of your dice on a turn interconnectedly. Just any die that you use, any space that you fill in, has to either be connected to one of the exits or to an existing network that you've started on your board. I'm going to pass on using any of those special tiles on this first round. So then the last thing we do is just to help keep track, and this is more for if you're using the dry erase version of the game, so you can make changes if you change your mind on your turn. They want you to write in the turn number or the round number in the corner of each space, so you don't erase anything that you did on a previous round. So after the first round, that's what I've got filled in here. Again, this is just kind of a practice round to go through. We'll go on for round 2 here. Okay, we've got a bunch of railways and not a whole lot else. So let's see what we can do here. I think I'm going to start trying to get some things connected over on this other side of the board here. So we're going to start with this station piece here. Let's put that, oh, wrong square here. Let's put that over here. I'll connect the highway with a railway, just to meet my own, just for keeping track of my own moves here. I'm going to shift that dice down a little bit. Let's see. And then I think we're just going to kind of start a railway network over here. So I'll bring this piece in. We'll just use this straight across piece. We'll use this T intersection die from with the railroads on it. We'll add that in here. And this last one, I want to try to make use of some of these center squares for some bonus points. So we're going to take this railway here and swing it around. So that's going to give us kind of an in into the center squares on the playboard here for some bonus points. We'll write in our turn numbers here. I haven't used any of those special spaces yet, but I think by the next round I'm going to have to start taking advantage of some of those. So the worst thing you want to do is get to the end of the game and go through 7 rounds and realize that you haven't used all 6 of those special tiles, and you're sitting there with points just left on the board. So this was round 2. There we go. I'm on to round 3 here. See what we can do here. Is that any better for the dice placement? It sounds like on the viewer end of things, there's some text up in the corner of the screen there where the dice were, so I'm going to just kind of shift all that down a little bit. I'm going to move on to round 3 here. Okay, kind of a mix this time of railways and highways. Just point out that a crossover tile like this, these routes, or these networks would not connect or intersect at this point. They essentially, pass over under each other. They could connect later on. So let's see what we can do here. Okay, well, I'm going to take this one railway die here and start bringing in a route or a network from this exit point there. I'm going to try to get this connected into everything else, because the more exits you can connect on a single network, the more your points will go up. But we also want to take advantage of some of these center tiles. So let's go ahead and use this T intersection here. We'll add that in. So that's going to give us at least one bonus point for using one of those center tile spaces. Don't want to paint myself in a corner over here. I'm going to take a chance here and use this highway T intersection. We're going to set that one over here. Hope that we'll get one of those L-shaped station tiles to turn up shortly, fill in that space. And the last one we have here is this overpass. I'm going to put that one down here. That'll give us a chance to run this highway through so we won't get stuck there. And also uses up another one of those center square tiles. See, we're on round 3. We've got 4 rounds to go. I'm still holding off on using any of those special tiles. I just don't see an obvious place where those would fit in right now. So we're just going to hang on to that for now. Oh, this is round 3. Getting ahead of myself a little bit here. Round 3. Those were our plays on this round. Okay. So going on to round 4. If the gameplay is going faster than you'd like, again, check in late today or tomorrow. We'll post the recorded version of this on our YouTube channel. I think you can pause the live feed as well. So feel free to just kind of pause and figure out your turns and do whatever you want to do. There we go. So these are the die results we're going to have for round 4. Oh, just what we were looking for. Well, just what I was looking for anyway. Yeah, this is going to set up nicely. Okay, so we're going to be able to connect the route that I'd started here with this one, and I think we're going to be able to connect everything just about together. I think I'm going to use one of those special tiles this round. We've only got 4, 5, 6. We've only got 4 rounds left, and I can use up to 3 of those special tiles. So use or lose it. Let's see here. We're going to use this L-shaped station connection here. I'm just going to flip it over to the other direction. That's going to go here. So that joins up that network that we started. And now we've got 3 exits already there. So that alone would be worth 8 points at the end of the game. This bottom row here shows you the points you're going to earn for each of your networks. So all of the separate networks that you have, for the number of exits that they connect, these are the number of points that you're going to get. So ideally you want to connect as many networks or as many exits on one network as possible. Let's see, what else can we do here? I am going to use one of these special tiles here, and I'm going to use this one here. So when you use one of the special tiles, again, you can use one of them per round, but a total of only 3 for the game. So we're going to put that one here. That's going to give us a good opportunity to connect up to the railway network that we have going on over here. It also gives us lots of options for continuing the highway connections to this exit here, and then maybe this part of the network here if that gets connected to something else. Let's see, that has a station in the middle. It's got 3 highways and a train. So after we've used that one, we will cross that one off so that we know that we've used that special tile for this game. Let's use this plain old straight railway tile here. Put that in there. What have we got left here? A T intersection for a highway and a T intersection for a railway. Okay, we can work with this. Let's put the highway. Let's run that one on this tile. Uses another one of those center space tiles for another bonus point there, and makes it pretty likely that we will be able to connect that highway space in one of the remaining rounds for this game. The only one left is this T intersection railroad track die. Let's see where we can put that one. I think we'll just kind of throw that in here and see what we can do. There's not really any place around here. Oh, I suppose I could have put it here. That would have been a better play for that one. But that's why this is the practice round. Okay, so that's the end of round 4. So I'm going to mark the tiles that I've drawn in, the spaces that I've drawn in on here. I don't know what the rulebook specifically calls them. Spaces, tiles. We did that one as well. So that was our round 4. We can still use 2 more of the special tiles yet during this game. It's going to be round 5. If I can manage to go through this game without rolling a die on the floor, I'll be very impressed with myself. Here are the die that we have to, or the dice that we have to work with for round 5. I've got 2 highway T intersections, a railway highway crossover, and a straight section of railway. Okay. Well, we've got a couple of options here. We can make use of a lot more of these center tiles with the 3 highway results that we have there. We can connect another exit here if we play a couple of them over in this direction. We're really in good shape as far as mistakes or errors go. So errors at the end of the round or at the end of each game are going to be essentially any places where you have railways or highways that just end in the middle of the board somewhere. If they touch the edge of the board anywhere, that's fine. But let's say I didn't fill in any of these spaces here. These would all be things that would make me lose points at the end of the game. So you want to keep an eye on those too and try to minimize those. Let's see. Let's make sure we get this section filled in here. So I'm going to use one of these T intersections over here. We'll use... I don't really want to use that crossover one if I don't have to, just because there's really no place for me to go with that. And I'm going to end up losing a couple of points for the 2 sides that aren't going to connect to anything. So let's actually put that one... I'm going to put that one over here. And we'll either use one of those special tiles to make sure we don't get there, or we'll just kind of wait for the next round and see what we get for our next selection of dice. I'm going to use the other highway T intersection though and start trying to connect to this exit over here. I'll earn a lot more points for this network. Actually, right now I think everything that we have on the board is all part of the same network, which is great. Because the points go up for the number of exits you have on there. So the more you can get onto one network, the better. And then we've got one leftover piece of straight train track here. I'll just kind of run that over here. The idea is to hopefully connect that over here. That'll join up one more exit. This is round 5, so we've got this round and 2 more. I've got 2 more special tiles I can use. I'm going to hold off, but I'm going to make sure, I'm going to be sure to use one of those, both of those before the end of the game. So here's where we are so far. Fill in the spaces for round 5. That one, that one. We didn't use any special tiles, so that was just our 4 dice that we added in for round 5. Yeah, I think we're in good shape here. Move on to the rolls for round number 6. Well, not much variety this time around. We've got 3 straight pieces of highway and a straight through station that connects the highway and the railway. So I think we're definitely going to be using one of our special tiles on this round. Let's see what we can do here. Well, we can use one of those straight sections of highway over here. That's going to connect another exit and add that onto our main network here. We've already got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this network's already worth 20 points. So we've got 6 exits connected. That'll give us 20 points. Okay, so I used one of those. We'll throw another one in here. It'll give us a chance to reach this exit down here. Okay, let's see what we can do here. I'm going to put this station down here, and then I'm going to use, I believe, one of our special tiles in this space here. So let's see what we've got here. We've got a station in the middle, the railway and the highway connected. What have we got for special tiles? Yeah, maybe it wasn't as helpful as I thought it was going to be. Actually, no, that's not so bad. We're going to use this 4-way highway intersection. We're going to put that right on this tile here. What that's going to do is add one more exit onto our main network that we're working on here. Gives us a good chance of connecting this exit down here yet before the end of the game. Actually, we've got another straight piece of highway to use this round. We might as well use that. Just add that on the bottom here. There we go. Okay, so we used all 4 of the dice, and we used one of the special tiles. We used this one this round. This was round 6, so we'll mark the spaces that we filled in on this round. 6. There we go. Okay, so for our final round coming up, what are we looking at trying to accomplish here? I'd like to get at least one more of these exits connected over here. We've got one more special tile, so we would probably be able to get something connected to highway 2, depending on what we get from the dice here. Maybe fill in a couple of these extra bonus squares there. Let's see what we get. So this is the final round here. Okay, that's what we've got to work with. So let's see what we can do. We've got a straight highway, a straight railway, a highway T intersection, and then we've got an overpass. Let's see what we can do here. Trying to maximize the moves we have left for this final round. Well, I think we definitely want to try to connect this highway here, so we'll probably use this T intersection there. And we've got several different special tiles left that will let us accomplish that. So let's go ahead and start with that. That T intersection here. I'm going to use this special tile here and put that with its station in the middle here. So that has one highway and then 3 railways connected to it. Okay, so just got the 3 dice left now from this final round. What can we do with that? Can we connect any more exits? I don't think so. Because we'd need something to curve around here to get to these other exits. Oh, and we're not going to be able to connect this little bit of network here either because we don't have anything to connect it to there. Well, so we'll have two different networks at least. I think our best bet is to try to fill up these center squares and limit the impact of any of the mistakes or the leftover squares that we're going to have here. So let's use this overpass, and we'll put that one here. And we'll put that straight section of railway over there. And then the last highway piece really doesn't make much difference where it goes. Yeah, we'll just add it in down here. Okay, so that is our final round then. So that was those were the plays for round 7. We had our 4 dice and then the one special tile here that we used. Let's kind of refresh the end of the game scoring here. So we've gone through all 7 of the rounds. Okay, one way that it's going to make it a little easier to keep track of the points from the networks here, and just to kind of help demonstrate if you're new to the game, I'm going to label the exits as far as which network they belong to. So I'm going to start with this one, with the top exits here. Anything that's connected to this network, I'm just going to label as network A. So that one is connected, this one is connected, this one is connected here. We can follow the highways and the railways all the way over to both of these. And we can follow this highway over to here. And over to here, and way down at the bottom to this one. This doesn't connect because these are both overpasses, so this railway is a separate network here. We were not able to connect it. So these exits over here will be part of a different network. That will be network B. Okay, so for the network points, we count up how many exits are connected for each network. So network A has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's going to give us 28 points. And then we also score the points for network B, which had 2 exits connected. And that's going to give us 4 points. So for networks, we have a total of 32 points. Then you get, you find your longest continuous highway and also your longest continuous railway, and you get 1 point per space that those go through. You can't count the same tile twice, so you can't go in a loop or anything like that. But it looks like ours here is going from this exit down to here, I believe. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points for that. The longest railway section isn't going to be nearly as impressive as that, so let's see what we can do here. This one here would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one up here would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you went that way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So either way, that's 6 tiles. Okay, so it looks like our longest railway is going to give us 6 points. We're going through 6 squares on the board. Then we're going to earn 1 bonus point for each of these shaded in centered 9 center tiles. And we used all 9 of them. That's going to give us 9 bonus points there. And now the mistakes. So anywhere that we have a network that just kind of ends somewhere in the middle of the play area, we're going to put one of these little error marks there. So we've got one there. There's one over there. There's another railway to nothing. This highway didn't make it anywhere. Ouch. That one was just kind of running off the road. Wasn't able to do anything with these two here. I think that's it. So then we count up the number of those errors that we have on the board. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we lose a point for each of those. Just double check and make sure it's 1 point. 1 point, okay. Then we just add up to get our final score. So we've got 32, 42, 52, 58 minus 8. So we ended up with a score of 50. So for our practice demonstration round, that's what we ended up with. That was our final network setup. That's what we ended up with for our networks. We're going to get things reset here and then do at least 1, possibly 2 rounds where we'll go through the die rolls. I'll be filling in my network off screen. I'll share that at the end of the game, and then we'll compare that to scores that you've gotten. If you're playing along, please post a picture of your completed game board when you're done, for fun or for bragging rights or whatever you want to do. And we'll get everyone who's participating in an entry again for winning our copy of the game. Okay, so I've got a fresh board here. We'll be keeping track of the round marker at the top of the sheet there. Okay, let's see what we can do here. I'm going to try to improve on last game. Hopefully all of you will be doing the same, and we'll see what we end up with. So there are your 4 dice to use for round 1. Once again, you can use one of the special tiles. What do they call that? Call those in the rulebook, just for consistency here. A special route. You have 6 special routes to pick from. You can use 1 special route on each round of the game, but you can only use a total of 3 of those special routes over the course of the game. So use them wisely. Let's make sure our board is off of the screen here. Okay. So round 1, we've got a straight railway, a T-intersection railway, a highway elbow, and then a station there. Okay. After I've gone through and made my plays on my board, then we'll just kind of wait a minute, give everyone else a little bit of time to finish up their board, and then we'll round, or the next round. And don't forget to write in the round number in the corner of each space that you fill in during this round. Okay, let's move on to round 2 here. See what we all have to work with. Okay, we've got elbows for a highway and railway, an overpass, and a railway T intersection there. Let's see here. Okay, I've got my plays all in for this second round. I'll wait just a minute to give everyone else a chance to finish up there. Okay, we're going to move on to round 3 here. But if this game goes by fast enough and there's enough time left, we'll do a second competitive game here, and we will throw in the expansion that comes with this. One of them anyway. Okay, so we've got a highway and a railway elbow again, an overpass, and a railway T intersection. That is the same exact thing, I believe, that we had for round 2. So yay for variety here. Okay, I'll take a minute and get your boards filled in for this round. Okay, I've got my entries in for round number 3. I have not used any of my special routes yet. I'm pretty sure that's going to change in the next round, though. Give everyone a minute to finish up their choices for round number 3. Okay, let's get the dice rolled for round number 4 here. Okay, something different here. A little bit anyway. We've got 2 railway turns, a railway straight through, and then a station, station L there. Just a reminder that the stations are the only way that you can connect highways and railways on your board. I am kind of struggling this round. Well, I still haven't used any of my own special routes. I don't know how the rest of you are faring at this point. And you don't have to use them, but generally speaking, it's better to use them than lose them. Okay, I'll take just a minute yet for anyone who's still finishing out their choices for round 4. Okay, moving on to round number 5. If you haven't used any special routes yet, there are only 3 rounds remaining, including the current round. Let's see what we've got. A straight through railway, a straight through highway, a railway turn, and a station with a turn in it as well. Okay. I feel a little better about these options now anyway. Let's see. The practice game we played, I was really happy with pretty much every die that appeared over there, but not so much in this game. Got 2 more dice to use over here. Okay. I'll use one of those special tiles. I think I've got the perfect place for that here. Okay, so I'm using one of my special tiles this round. Got everything placed. Okay, so I'm finished with round number 5. We'll give everyone else a minute to catch up here. You're kind of trying to plan out your moves for the rest of the game here. Just remember, you've got 2 rounds left. You've got 4 dice each round, so you're going to be able to fill in 8 squares for sure, and then if you've got any of your special routes left, you might have 1 or 2 spaces in addition to those 8. You know, the first time I played this, I got to the last round, and I was looking at the board going, okay, well, I can do this and this, and then I realized there's only one round of dice left, and it was like, oh, I'm not going to be able to do any of those things because I need more spaces than I can roll. So let's go on to round number 6 here. So once again, we've got a straight through railway, a straight through highway, we've got an overpass, and a railway turn. Okay, so this is round 6. Okay. Well, I think I can make this work pretty well. I hope all of you are having some good luck this round, because sometimes you get to the end of the game and you're just like, oh, what have I done here? I think we're okay. Make use of that overpass. That one. Use another one of our special tiles here for sure. Or special routes, I should say. Cross that one off there. Okay, well that takes care of 2 of the die rolls from this round. What am I going to do with the rest of those, though? Okay, well, I'm crossing my fingers for these last 4 dice that are going to be coming up. So I've got a couple of options where it's like, well, if I get one of these, and then if I get one of those, but that's a lot of ifs. So give everyone just a minute to finish up their choices for round number 6 here. Make sure I write in my spaces here for round number 6. Okay, final round. Here we go, round 7. So we've got a straight through station, which will connect a railway and a highway. We've got a highway T intersection. We've got a straight through railway and a highway turn. That's going to go here. Sometimes it's like, well, if I do this, I'm going to earn a couple of extra points for this category, but then I'm also going to lose a couple of points for this category. So which is more important? So I use that one. I think for me, I'm just going to have to cut my losses here because no matter what I do, I can't do all the things I want to do with the dice that are left. I have the right number of dice to fill in the number of spaces I want to fill in, but just not the right combinations of things. So let's see here. Okay, well, I'm finished with my routes from round number 7 here. We have everyone else a minute to finish up their routes, and then we'll reveal my board here and go through scoring. I ended up only using 2 of my special routes. I feel like that was probably a bad idea, but there was just nothing useful. Nothing that worked for the networks that I ended up with anyway. Okay, so I'm going to reveal my board here for the end of the game. this is what I ended up with. So let's figure out my score here, and then we'll see what everyone else ends up with. Probably later, once people are home from work and such and have a chance to catch up and go through our video here. Okay, so I ended up with 2 networks. I've got this little network A over here, which is just going to have two exits connected. So that's going to give me 4 points. And I think everything else here. No, I have 3 networks, it looks like. Okay, so this network here only connects 2 exits. So like this one, network B. That's going to give me 4 points for that one. Okay, and then everything else is on a 3rd network. We'll call that one network C. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 exits connected from network C. So that's going to give us, well, going to give me 16 points. So total for our networks, we ended up with 24. That's a step down from the practice game that we did, but it's the way the dice roll. Okay, longest highway section for me, I believe, is going to be either down here or up there. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Up here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You count every square that the highway or railway goes through. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points for my longest highway in this game. Railway, I think, maybe did a little bit better. Again, you can't really go in a loop. You can't count the same space twice, but you can take the longest route possible. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's longer than anything else going to be on there. So that's going to give me 10 points for my longest railway. Center squares, I was able to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those. Speaking of 7, I did not write in my little round 7 indicators here. There we go. Okay. And now let's see how many errors we have on my board here. There's 1 there. 2 there. And 3 down there. Pretty happy with that number anyway. I'm only going to lose 3 points on the mistakes on the board. So let's see what we end up with here. 24, 31, 41, 48, 45, if I did my math correct there. Yeah, not quite as good as the first round, but I'll take it. Curious to see what anyone else came up with for their scores. See if anyone was able to beat the librarian today. Again, just go ahead and, if you can, just take a picture of your score sheet and post that to either our Facebook page or in a comment on our video here, or just send it to our Facebook messaging account. I'm hoping someone did better than I did, but only one way to find out. Okay, so I believe we've got time yet here. We can do one more, and we're going to pull out one of the expansions here. The edition that we have up for grabs today is the Blazing Red edition. So that includes 2 mini expansions. One is, I believe, what is the Meteor, and the other one is Lava. What do we got here? Okay, so our 2 options here are rolling. What do we do here? Okay, so we're going to be rolling one of these. We're going to be rolling these in addition to the 4 regular route dice. And also, it looks like the game is going to last one fewer round. I think the meteors are a little easier for doing a quick run through of the rules here. So what have we got here? One of the meteor dice shows a direction and the other one shows distance. They show you where the meteor will hit next, counting from the last space a meteor hit. On the first round, we're going to start from the central, or count from the central space on the board. So when the meteor hits a space, you have to draw a crater inside of it, and any route that was drawn in the space gets erased. Well, I'm drawing with pen, so that's not going to work, but we'll just draw the crater over there. What else can we do here? You know, that might be a bit much to keep track of without using the erasable marker boards. Since you can essentially undo, you can essentially like fill in the craters and rebuild things. The lava one might be a little easier to manage here. Okay, so you're going to start with a volcano in the center of the board. And when you draw your routes, you must draw at least one of the lava dot. You can draw both of them if you want. You still have to use all four of the route dice, but you have to use at least one of these. Notice that some of these dice are going to have lava and railways on them. Let's see, the lava that you draw must be connected to pre-existing lava, so no just random lava showing up. At any point during the round, if you want, you can draw a new volcano in any space as long as it's not adjacent to pre-existing lava. If there's no free spaces adjacent to open lava sides, you must either start a new volcano or erase a route to make space for it. I think it's pretty easy to just draw lava over an existing route. I don't think that's going to be an issue. And open lava lake sides count as errors at the end of the game. Wow, just add insult to injury here. So bonus points you're going to get at the end of the game. You will get 5 points for each lava lake that does not have an open side, and 1 point for each space occupied by your largest lava lake, even if it's not closed. And those are going to go. We'll just add those on in an extra space on our scoring sheet here. So again, we'll be rolling the 4 route dice. We'll also be rolling 2 of the lava dice here. Okay. I will play at least the first round here in the open so everyone can see how this works, and then at least the last few rounds you'll be on your own. So let's see what we do here. Let's start with that. Let's start with that volcano in the middle of the board here. That's pretty much what their volcano looks like. Okay. So I'll go from there. Here we go, round number 1. So we've got our 4 route dice. We've got 2 highway T intersections, a station that with a bend, or L station, I'll call that, a straight through highway section, and then you have 2 options. This is round 1. Also, just a reminder, we're only doing 6 rounds with the expansion. So you can draw both of these lava dice if you want. You have to draw at least one of them. And that that volcano space in the middle is filled with lava. So we're just going to kind of fill in the outside of that to make it more obvious. Okay, I seem to usually kind of just start from the top corner of the board here. Use one of those T intersections there. here's that station L shape there. I'm going to put that other T highway in here. Start heading towards those center spaces on the board again. We'll go ahead and add the straight highway section there as well. And then I'm going to use this lava die here. So I used that one and added that to the side of my volcano here, because you have to add, whichever one you use, you have to connect lava. If you can't do that, you have to start a new volcano on one of those. Or no, you just have to add a new volcano space. Okay, the volcano doesn't go on the die. You have to essentially dedicate an entire space on your board to a new volcano, and then add the lava die to make after you made room for it. Okay, I see. I think I got the hang of this now. Okay, so we're going to move on to round 2. I'll do round 2 in the open as well. And I think after that we will we'll let you loose then and see who can make the most of what is of the remaining 4 rounds then. That was round number 1. Okay, dice coming out for round number 2. So we've got an L-shape highway, an L-shape railway, a straight-through highway, an overpass, and then our 2 options for the lava dice. We've got one that kind of goes diagonally across, and half the die is going to be lava. Or we've got another, we've got a railway that goes next to a lava lake. So let's see what we can figure out here. I'm going to start working on these center squares and kind of go with that. So we're going to put this railway alongside of the volcano on this side. Kind of fill that in. We'll use this overpass over here. Hopefully we can make something out of that by the end of the game. And we've got, what do we got left here then? Got the 2 L's and a straight through. Okay. Let's route this one away from the volcano. Give us a shot at connecting it to something over here and adding some exits to our network. I'm going to do the same thing with this, the L-shaped highway piece. We're going to put that over in the corner here. Hope we get a station, or we can use one of our special routes later on. That just leaves it with us with that straight through highway piece. We'll just tack that on over here, I think. Okay, so that takes care of our route placements for round number 2. What have we got here? That was round number 2. We've got 4 rounds to go. I'll do one more round out in the open here. Just kind of split it down the middle. Okay, here we go. Dice for round number 3. We've got straight through railway and a straight through road, an overpass, and a highway T intersection. Our lava dice have given us a diagonal half and half, and then one that covers 3 sides of the space. I feel like I'm playing Carcassonne with those lava dice, it's like, I don't want to open up 3 sides of lava, try to close up a lake to get 5 points. Although you also get points for your largest lava lake. That's a lot of empty lava sides, though. Okay, I'm going to use this half and half lava and just kind of extend that over this way. So this half of this tile is all lava now. As for the dice, let's see. Let's put a railway over here, hope for a station or something along the way over there. I'm going to put the overpass way down here. Put that highway T intersection down here. Just leaves us with a straight through highway section. Yeah, I'm going to use one of my special tiles on this round. I'm going to use this one here. So that's going to give me a station in the middle of this tile here. 2 highways next to each other. 2 railways next to each other. What am I missing here? Okay. Here's that one and that one. That was the special tile. The railway. So I have a straight through highway piece to use yet. What should we do with that? Just going to put that in the corner down here. Cross our fingers that we get something useful in the last 3 rounds here. Alright, so I've used 1 of the 6 special routes. You can use up to 3 during the game. We are halfway through this game. That was the end of round 3. That's where my board is at. We're going to play the next 3 rounds. You're going to be on your own, though. So good luck to you. Let's see what we've got. Round 4 dice coming up here. Well, what have we all got to work with here? 2 straight through highway pieces, a highway T intersection, a straight through station that's going to connect a railway and a highway, and you can either use the lava with a highway next to it or the lava with a railway next to it. Good luck. Let's see what we can do here. Just remember, if your lava has to be adjacent to other lava on your board, you can't just have random lava popping up. Okay, I've got a good place for that station route to get entered in. using another one of my special routes in this round, in case anyone's wondering. Also, just a reminder that at any point during the round, you can draw a new volcano in any space as long as it's not adjacent to lava that's already on your board, and then you can draw that lava die next to the new volcano. So maybe you'd rather use one of those railways or highways to connect some other features on your board. Okay, I've got all of my routes in for round number 4. Got 2 rounds to go. There's the dice for round 5 coming up. We've got 2 highway elbows, a straight through highway, a straight through station, and your options for lava dice, you've got the diagonal half lava and then lava next to a railway. I would just say that I have very little confidence in the last couple of rounds here based on how I did not really set myself up very well. I'm going to blame the dice, though. Definitely time to use another one of those special dice, or special routes here. This will be my last one for the game. Gotta use one of those lava dice, okay. Okay, there's the elbow. Oop, I should have moved that over. This is actually round This is round 5. This is rough, I'm not going to lie. Okay, I've got my routes drawn in for round number 5. I don't have any special routes left. I hope somebody does that can take advantage of whatever they've got left to pick from for round number 6 here. This is going to be the final round. Just a reminder here, as far as bonus points go, you're going to get 5 points for any lava lake that you have that does not have any open sides. You'll get 1 point for each space occupied by your largest lava lake, even if it's not closed. Open lava lake sides do count as errors at the end of the game, so just keep that in mind as well. Final round, here we go. Oh, almost rolled that off the table. Shoot. Oh, ooh, I am very happy to see that station dyad over there. That's going to help, I think. Actually, it's not really going to help me at all because I thought I was going to be able to connect another exit there, but that is not the case. Okay, well, let's see if I can do anything with this. I used up all my special routes. That's no good. I can salvage something here. Okay. Okay, let's use that highway and the railway and that station. The lava was not kind to me, that's for sure. Left on there. One highway tile. Okay, well, doesn't really matter where that goes. Okay, feel free to finish up your final round if you need to. I'm going to start going through scoring on mine. So that was the final round because we were using one of the expansions. You only play through 6 rounds. Here's what my board ended up looking like. Let's see if I can get all of that on the screen here. There we go. Okay. So I was hoping to connect some of these longer network sections. Just didn't happen. I was hoping to close off this big lava lake in the middle of the board. That didn't happen. I was hoping to fix some of the open-ended pieces of railway and stuff that are going to give me a lot of errors. And that didn't happen either. So let's start with the networks here. Well, I've got one complete network up in the corner here, connecting 2 whole exits. So that's going to give me 4 points for network A. Start down here. We'll call this one, we'll go with B here. So here's B. Got 1 exit there, 1 exit down there. That's all I see. So that's 4 points from that network. This little section here doesn't actually connect to anything, so I don't get any points for that. What have we got up here? So we're on letter C now. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, well that could have been worse. So I'm going to get 16 points for network C there. I got 16, 20, 24. 24 points for networks. I was really hoping for some way to connect stuff, but that's the way the dice roll. Okay, longest highway section. Let's see what we've got here. That's going to help anyway. So mine starts way down here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points for that. That makes up a little bit for the first score, except that's what I had last game for the the first game I had 11 for the longest highway. Okay. And longest railway. Doesn't matter if it's connected to anything or not. I've got a 1, 2, 3 here. No matter how I slice that, it's 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it looks like 4 is going to be my longest railway. Center sections. Let's see if that lava counts. Just says you score 1 point for each central space that you drew anything on. Well, I drew a volcano on that center space, so that sounds like drawing to me. So I used all 9 of those center spaces. Okay, errors, so let's go through that here. There's 1, 2, 3. There's a railway going to nothing. There's 4, and here's that open lava. 5, another railway to nothing here. That's 6. And 1 over there. 7. Oh, almost missed that one. 8. Right. I think that's everything. So that's going to give me -8 for that. Good thing I filled in all those center tiles. And then bonus points for the expansion. I don't have any enclosed lava lakes, because this one, the volcano side, is open down here. And for this one, I was not able to close it on this side, but I still get 1 point for each space for my largest lava lake. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm just going to fill that in the middle there. Okay, so what do we end up with here? Well, 24, 30, 40, 50, 42, 46. My math is right there, 46. So 1 point better than the last game we did without the expansion. I think for the first time trying one of the expansions, I'm gonna say I'm happy with that score. Let me know what you all ended up with for the lava enhanced second game here. Again, feel free to post your scores. Anyone who does and posts their scoreboard, either on our Facebook Live feed, sending us a message on Facebook, sending it on our via our YouTube channel, where we'll post a recorded version of this as well. You'll all be entered into a drawing to win our copy of Railroad Ink Blazing Red Edition. This was from Adventure Games over in Oshkosh. I'll just give them a quick little shout out here. That's where my wife and I try to buy all of our board games, and virtually everything in the library's board game collection also came from Adventure Games. Great people there, a huge selection of games, board games, card games, you name it. So that is where your prize will have originated. So congratulations in advance to whoever we end up picking as the lucky winner. I'm looking forward to seeing the scores that people share with us, see if anyone was able to beat the librarian, as it were. I thank you for tuning in or catching us on YouTube on our the recorded version that we'll have posted later. If you are participating in our summer reading program, which I certainly hope you are, you can also earn some extra tickets in our prize drawings. So we have today's event listed as an activity. You'll need a code word. The code word that you'll need for this event is trains. So that'll earn you some extra entries in our prize drawings. We should have some more, some really nice new prizes getting added to the prize store on there in the very near future. Stick with us. If you have any questions about using Beanstack or getting set up with that, we've got information on our website. You can just download and install the free Beanstack app. Yeah, thanks again for joining us, and we'll see about maybe doing something like this again next month. Thank you. Bye.